On the eastern flank of Montreal, far from the polished towers of downtown, lies a neighborhood whose story predates the very founding of the city itself. Hochelaga, as it is known today, is a district layered with centuries of change. From the Iroquoian settlement that welcomed Jacques Cartier in 1535 to the bustling working-class quarter that became synonymous with industry, resilience, and cultural reinvention. Its evolution mirrors the shifting tides of Montreal and, in many ways, of Canada itself. The first recorded glimpse of Hochelaga comes from Jacques Cartier's second voyage to the St. Lawrence. In October 1535, Cartier, the French explorer searching for a passage to Asia, made his way up the river and encountered a fortified village on the island of Montreal. Known to its inhabitants as Hochelaga, the village held between 1,000 and 1,500 St. Lawrence Iroquois. Its circular wooden palisades, longhouses, and maize fields stood in sharp contrast to the European world Cartier had left behind. Cartier described Hochelaga as thriving, with well-tended fields of corn, beans, and squash, and an intricate system of social organization. He was greeted warmly, carried on the shoulders of villagers, and guided up nearby Mount Royal, from which he could survey the surrounding landscape. This moment is immortalized in Canadian history, not only for its symbolic encounter between Europeans and Indigenous peoples, but also for the mystery that would soon follow. By the time Samuel de Champlain arrived in the early 1600s, Hochelaga was gone. The village had vanished without a trace, leaving only speculation. Warfare, disease, or migration may have been responsible. Whatever the cause, Hochelaga passed into legend, its name lingering on maps and in the imagination of Montrealers to come. Centuries later, Hochelaga was reborn, but in an entirely different guise. By the mid-19th century, industrialization was transforming Montreal, and the eastern districts of the island became magnets for factories and workers. In 1864, the village of Hochelaga was officially founded, borrowing its name from Cartier's chronicles. The timing was no accident. With the construction of rail lines and proximity to the St. Lawrence, the area was ideally placed for manufacturing. Soon, textile mills, breweries, and metalworks rose along the waterfront. Immigrant families, particularly French-Canadian and Irish, poured into the area, seeking work in the new industries. Housing was built quickly and cheaply, with long rows of red brick triplexes that remain iconic to this day. By 1883, Hochelaga was annexed into Montreal. It had already developed a reputation as a tough, working-class neighborhood where families endured hardship but built strong community bonds. Industry defined life here. Fathers labored long hours in factories, mothers often worked in garment shops or took in boarders, and children contributed to household income at an early age. The Catholic Church, in particular, played a central role. Parishes like Marie-Madeleine not only served spiritual needs, but also acted as community centers, schools, and support networks. The rhythm of life was shaped by faith, family, and labor. In 1918, Hochelaga merged with the neighboring town of Maisonneuve, itself an industrial powerhouse. Together, they became known as Hochelaga-Maisonneuve, though residents often just called the area Hochelaga or Homa. This merger solidified the area's working-class identity and reinforced its reputation as the Pittsburgh of Canada, a place of smokestacks and steel girders. Maisonneuve had grander ambitions before the merger. Once dubbed the City of Factories, it sought to rival Montreal as an industrial and cultural hub. Maisonneuve invested in lavish public buildings, including the Maisonneuve Market, 1912, and Maisonneuve Bath, 1916, which still stand as architectural landmarks. Yet financial overreach left it bankrupt, forcing annexation. Hochelaga absorbed both its industries and its aspirations. The post-war years brought dramatic changes. Industrial decline, beginning in the 1960s, hit Hochelaga hard. Factories closed or moved to the suburbs, leaving widespread unemployment. Economic hardship bred social challenges. Crime rates rose, drug use became visible, and Hochelaga gained an unfortunate reputation as one of Montreal's rougher districts. The decline was both physical and economic. Many triplexes fell into disrepair, infrastructure aged poorly, and whole blocks were demolished for highways and redevelopment schemes. The construction of the Olympic Stadium in the 1970s, intended as a symbol of modern Montreal, cast a long shadow over the neighborhood. While the stadium brought international attention, it also disrupted local life, displacing families and redirecting resources away from community needs. Yet even in hardship, Hochelaga remained resilient. Community organizations, tenants' rights groups, and local activists fought for affordable housing, improved health services, and better conditions. Grassroots movements became part of the neighborhood's DNA, embodying its long tradition of solidarity. Since the 1990s, Hochelaga has undergone waves of transformation. Artists and students, drawn by lower rents, began moving into the area, bringing new cultural energy. Galleries, cafes, and performance spaces sprouted in former factories. The abandoned industrial lots found new life as community gardens and cultural venues.
This cultural shift coincided with urban redevelopment. The Marché Maisonneuve was revitalized, serving once again as a centerpiece of local life. New housing projects blended modern design with traditional triplex architecture. Public spaces like the Promenade Ontario became lively corridors where residents gathered for festivals and markets.
It homed to a growing cultural scene, with theaters like Theatre Denis Pelletier and numerous artist collectives contributing to Montreal's broader creative life. Walking through Hochelaga today is to walk through layers of history. The echoes of Cartier's visit linger faintly in the name. The legacy of factory workers lives on in the red brick architecture, and the creativity of a new generation pulses through its streets. It is a neighborhood where history does not merely sit in the past, but actively shapes the present. In Hochelaga, Montrealers find a reminder of their origins and a symbol of their endurance, a testament to the city's ability to reinvent itself without forgetting where it began.
I hope you've enjoyed this video. This channel has more videos of Montreal in the Montreal playlist, which is linked in the description below the video. Channel also has more videos of my adventures bicycling through Latin America, Southeast Africa, Central and Eastern Europe, and I have playlists for all those countries that I've traveled through, available on the same channel, Hum of the Earth. So for more videos of Montreal and other cool places around the world, you can subscribe to the channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and clicking on the bell to be notified when new videos come out. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.